Hey guys, Michael Batiste from the Elk Calling Academy, back here with another call review. Now today I have several reeds from Born and Raised Call Company. So if you're an elk hunter, you've definitely heard of Born and Raised. They've been around a long time producing elk hunting videos. A couple of years ago, they kind of branched out and started making their own reeds. So this past spring at the Hunt Expo over in Utah, I met with Cody, picked up quite a few of their reeds. And so now I want to go ahead and do a review. Pretty much all of them are still brand new in the packaging, so you are going to get this review right out of the package, how they sound. So I'm going to start with the lightest and go all the way up to the heaviest. So I am going to step off to the side, produce a few sounds, a few cow sounds, a couple of bugles, so you can hear what that reed sounds like. And of course, if we're going to review Born and Raised, we might as well do the calling on the bomb bugle tube that they have. So, okay, first up is the lightest reed. It's called the Easy Cow. It's white tape, red latex. The Easy Cow is their lightest latex, lightest stretch, lightest pressure, meaning really, really good for beginners. You can produce a lot of different cow sounds on it. It's not really something that you're going to bugle on. You just got to stay kind of on the smaller end. So let's step off to the side, produce some sounds with it, and I'll come back and let you know my thoughts on the Easy Cow from Born and Raised Outdoors. All right, so there you have the Easy Cow. This thing, man, this thing is really responsive. It does not take much pressure at all. It really has some really, really nice, deep, nasally sounds on the bottom end. I would say this is an exceptional option for not only new callers, but if you're one of those ones that you just focus on cow sounds only, I would definitely recommend the Easy Cow. It just, like I said, great sounds, great control. You can get nice and soft. You can get some volume on it. But if you're going to get volume, remember, you don't want a lot of pressure. So if you are going to want to project a sound, use your grunt tube or something like the Game Changer to go ahead and produce those sounds with more volume. All right. Next up is the Arc, which is gray tape with green latex. Again, I'm going to be pulling these out of the package, so you guys are going to get a taste of what these sound like right off the get-go. So, all right, I'm going to step off to the side, do some sounds. I'm going to do some cow sounds and some bull sounds again on the over-the-counter. Just a little bit heavier latex than the Easy Cow. Let's see what this one sounds like. All right, so there's the sounds from the over-the-counter. Definitely tighter stretched. You can tell that by the cow sounds being a little higher pitched. Because of that, you can produce some really, really good lost calf sounds and play on that maternal instincts of the cow. Bugles, this is going to hit that high ear ringing note really, really well. I felt on it that I couldn't put a ton of pressure on it, so if I really wanted to lot of volume to really ring, but great pitch. So if you're one that likes to get in close and you want something that has a little less volume but really good higher pitch, the over-the-counter is going to be a good option for you. All right, next up in the line is the tagged out. Black tape, yellow latex. Again, this one's going to be just a little bit heavier than what the over-the-counter was. So let's get this out of the package and step to the side and do some calls on the tagged out and see how this one sounds. All right, there's what the tagged out sounds like. This one you can definitely tell has a little bit more backbone on it. You can put a little bit more pressure. To me, this is going to be one of those reeds that out of the package, you got to rip a good few hard bugles on it to really get it to settle in. I did notice a difference in the cow sounds after I did a couple of bugles versus before. Good control. I did move the reed forward, could get really, really soft on it. And I think the tagged out could be a really, really good reed. You got to play with it a little bit. You got to rip some good bugles to get that latex to loosen up a little bit. And then I really feel this is going to be a great all-around reed that you'll be able to do everything on. Good call for an intermediate to advanced caller. Beginners may kind of struggle on this one just because it does have a little bit heavier latex and a little bit heavier stretch on it. If you have been using reeds for just a little bit, as a beginner, kind of starting to get the technique down, the tagged out might be a good option for you. But definitely I'm going to put this more in that intermediate to advanced caller. And I think those type of callers are really going to be able to get a lot out of this reed. All right, next up, little bit heavier still, is the arc. Now, when I say heavier, what I'm talking about is heavier latex, and it requires heavier pressure, heavier tongue pressure, heavier air pressure. So, all right, the reason, blue tape, blue latex. Let's pop it out of the package, step to the side, and see what the reason sounds like. See if this one's going to give me a reason to like it. Here we go. All right, there's the reason. Jury's kind of out on this one. I want to play with this one more to see how it's gonna settle in. I do like on the cow sounds where you get some higher notes, and you do get a little bit of the bottom end, a little bit of the nasaliness to it. Bugles, I'm not quite sure yet, but remember too, this is right out of the package, so got to play with it just a little bit. So intermediate to advanced callers, probably leaning more towards the advanced caller side. with the reason. But we're going to play on this one some more, and we'll do a follow-up video. In fact, we're going to do a follow-up video to each of these, just so that way I have time to play with them, break them in a little bit, and see kind of the difference from right out of the package to a little bit of calling on them, to see how they kind of break in, but also to test the longevity of them. Okay, there's the reason. Next up, September. So orange tape, orange latex. Now we're starting to get into the heavier latexes, which, you know, more tongue pressure, more air pressure. But the nice thing is those heavier latexes, you can get really, really aggressive on them when you want to challenge that bull and get in those situations. So we're going to step off to the side, see what the September sounds like. Okay, the September. For my style of calling, this reed really fits in that realm of the way I like to call. Has really good high pitch on the bugle, which that's going to carry a long ways. Great call for locating. Good cow sounds. Right out of the package, you can control it. And I really think with this one, the more you play with it, the more you call on it, I just think the better it's going to get. So September, advanced callers, intermediate. I mean, if you're right on that verge of intermediate advanced, I think the September would be a good choice for you. Beginner, you're just going to get frustrated with this just because of the pressure, unless you're a beginner caller that on those lighter ones like the Easy Cow that just stall out on you, that means you have a heavy tongue pressure. You need to go with a little bit heavier reed. September might be a good choice for you. All right. Last but certainly not least, Land of the Free. Red tape, black latex. Let's pull it out of the package, step to the side, do some cow sound or do some sounds on this, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to talk about my overall impression of each of the reeds as far as fit and comfort and whatnot. So right now, Land of the Free. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, there you have the Land of the Free. Definitely an advanced caller reed, but I really like this reed. Really liking the control, the nice clear notes on the transition. It fits in my wheelhouse really, really well. So again, I think it's going to be one of those ones that just the more you call on it, just the better it's going to get. So we're going to play with this one some more and just see how it kind of settles into the pocket. You can get really nice and light on it if you want some lower tones. So, all right, overall, Born and Raised Call Company. The reeds are comfortable. They do have on the dome, they have just a little bit different shape than what a lot of the other ones on the market do. Latex is good, tape is good. One thing a lot of times on calls, when you get to colored tape, especially oranges or greens, they can have this funky taste to them. I didn't see that on any of these. Nice and comfortable, good control, kind of across the board on where they run. Now again, across the board, whether a little farther forward or farther back. I like running my reeds a little farther back, and the Land of the Free definitely ran really well back there. So I'm going to play with them some more. You know, the bomb grunt tube, nice flared in, nice and comfortable. I would like to see just a little bit more back pressure on it. If you're new, you don't understand, back pressure helps you with note stability. Too much back pressure, you really have to force the notes out. Not enough, your air just floods out. I'd like to see just a little bit more back pressure on it. Notes sounded like it had good volume, some good bottom end because of that flared wiffle ball bat style. So all in all, I would say Born and Raised Call Company is definitely something that you need to put in the mix and try, especially if you haven't settled on a reed yet. And that's the best way to really find the reed that works the best for you. Get a bunch of different reeds from different companies, play around. Now, I do know that Born and Raised does have a chart that shows where each of these reeds line up, from the lightest to the heaviest. That'll be a really good help to help you decide on which reed is going to be best for you. Now, like I said, I'm going to keep playing with these, and I am going to do a follow-up video to see how these things settle in after practice or after playing with them. This one, I just wanted to show you what they sounded like right out of the package, give you an idea. So we'll see how they settle in, and we'll also test longevity. So we will do a follow-up video on this. So, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, make sure that you click that subscribe button and be sure to click the bell too, so that way you're notified every time that we come out with new videos. As always, keep calling, keep practicing. More importantly, though, have fun. And we'll see you on the next video brought to you by Elk Calling Academy.